Well, let's start with Donald Trump's state visit. As we saw, the President and First Lady arrived in the UK last night. She didn't trip over her coat. Very good. And later this morning, they'll be heading to Windsor Castle, where Royal Editor Russell Myers joins us now. So, Russell, a huge day, a huge day. I can only imagine the security presence.
Well, absolutely. Good morning, Lorraine. Well, not only a huge day, a historic day for President Trump and the royal family and the British government. Let's not forget that the British government have asked the royal family to put on this welcome here at Windsor Castle. And certainly Donald Trump was very much looking forward to it. He was very optimistic about the chances of being able to meet the royal family once again, touching down in London last night. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
Good flight. A lot of people came with us. And tomorrow's going to be a very big day, Mr. Ambassador. I love Aberdeen. I have a lot of things here that they warm my heart. I want to tell you, it's a very special place. Great place. Well, we're going to see him tomorrow, and he's been a friend of mine for a long time, and everybody respects him, and they love him. Thank you very much.
So, Russell, what's going to happen? What's in store today? What's it all about?
Well, you mentioned the security aspect, and the security aspect is huge here as well, because there's a ring of steel, obviously, around Windsor Castle. Just driving around this morning, huge new fences are erected, £10 million worth of security on show. But it didn't stop protesters beaming images which were quite unfavourable to Donald Trump and Prince Andrew, images of him standing next to Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew standing next to Jeffrey Epstein on Windsor Castle last night. But it is all about trying to roll out the red carpet, and the royal family is certainly going to be doing that. The President and the First Lady are going to be met first of all by the Prince and Princess of Wales. They will then get in a carriage, be taken into Windsor Castle to get into the quadrangle to meet the King and Queen. There's going to be a huge ceremonial welcome. We're told it's the largest ever in a state visit. Then there's going to be a fly past of UK and US military aircraft. Later in the day, there will be an opportunity for the President and the First Lady to pay their respects at the late Queen's final resting place in St George's Chapel, and we're all waiting for the huge state banquet later on this evening, a glittering affair where we're going to hear from the King and the President, and no doubt those speeches will be very, very political given the backdrop of this state visit.
Oh, very much so, and it goes on tomorrow, doesn't it?
It does indeed. The President will be flying to Chequers to meet the Prime Minister. Melania, the First Lady, is actually going to stay here in the morning in Windsor. She's going to be doing engagement with the Princess of Wales, with the Scouts, of which Kate is patron. And I think that shows you the different elements that the royal family are sort of battling on all fronts. You know, they have to put their best foot forward. They have to be seen to be welcoming Trump, playing to his ego. It's very, very important for the British government to be seen to have that relationship, that special relationship with the US, and hopefully there'll be a new trade deal, and it'll all be worth it. I'm sure the royal family will try and, as I said, put their best foot forward, and then bid farewell to Donald Trump not before long.
Yeah, and have a big sigh of relief and put their slippers on and sit and watch the telly. Thank you very much, Russell. Joining me now, former Tory Minister Michael Gove, who interviewed Donald Trump, of course, after he first became president, and also attended the royal banquet with him on his last state visit. He's going to be love-bombed by the royals, isn't he? He's going to have his tummy tickled. He's going to be, you know, he will love this, won't he?
The royal family know exactly what to do. So there have been lots of state visits in the past, but as Trump himself acknowledged, there's never been someone who's had 2 state visits, and certainly never someone who's had a state visit with the Queen and the King. But the whole Buckingham Palace machine clicks into gear for something like this. And as we've heard, you know, we will have a military flypast, we'll have a sort of guard of honour.
Yeah.
And then at the banquet itself, we will have ceremony, toasts, and Donald Trump will be feted almost as never before. And we know that Trump loves Britain. He loves the relationship with the King, and his mum, who's, of course, from Scotland, watched the coronation of the late Queen with him when he was a boy in 1953. And insofar as there's ever been one love affair that Donald Trump has had where he's remained completely faithful, it's been with the royal family.
And this, of course, is all called soft diplomacy, but it's setting the tone, I guess, for tomorrow when really the hard work starts, doesn't it?
Exactly. So there's the buttering up exercise where Donald Trump is made to feel like a king by the King. And then tomorrow, the Prime Minister and Trump will put their signatures to a deal which will mean new jobs and new investment. And Donald Trump's brought with him some of the big figures from Silicon Valley, some of the big tech figures, like Sam Altman, who's the man behind OpenAI, who's one of these T-shirt-wearing billionaires who have the opportunity, of course, to make sure that Britain and America have closer economic ties.
Yeah, no, very much so. You spoke to him famously after the first time he was president. What do you make of him? Because he's a difficult character. It's like saying sort of pinning jelly to a wall.
Well,
you know?
the thing is that when you interview him, it's not like a normal conversation.
Right.
So each question is just an opportunity for him to freestyle, to tell you what he thinks.
Right.
The other thing is that when you meet him, he's not like any other human being I've ever encountered. His tie is redder, his skin is more orange, his hair is more golden. And the related aspect of that is he wants you to like him. I know he has this fearsome reputation.
Yes.
And when you're with him, you do get the sense that he's this sort of silverback,
Yeah.
that he's ready to pounce if you say the wrong thing. But at the same time, when I came in, and I came in with another journalist from another newspaper, he looked at us both and he said, "Who are these two handsome guys?" And that is the only time anyone has ever said that when I've entered a room.
That must have been rather lovely.
Well, he was clear that he was, you know, he probably didn't know who the hell we were. But he was trying to butter us up. And
I get
that's
it.
part of his
Get
shtick.
you on side, get you on side. What do you think, though, in the wake of the assassination of Charlie Kirk,
Yes.
do you think that will make him, I don't know, will it make him more worried, concerned, or do you think it makes him more defiant?
I think it makes him more defiant. So
Right.
we've heard, obviously, that there's a ring of steel, almost a ring of titanium around this visit, and huge security because of what happened to Charlie Kirk, and indeed the murder attempt on the president
Indeed,
himself
yes.
last year. But I think that in American politics, he'll be more defiant. But I actually think when he's here, he will do that thing which almost no one else can ever do in the presence of the king, which is relax, because he knows that this 48 hours is about him. And for him and for Melania, this will be not quite a holiday from politics, but it will certainly be something that they consider to be a sort of validation.
Right, it's almost like a break.
Yes, in that sense. And the last time that he came, obviously when the late Queen was still on the throne, he brought the family with him. So it was the case that Ivanka and his sons, Eric and Don Jr. were here. And it was almost as though, you know, if you or I were going to visit Disney World, it was almost as though he'd taken the family here for a trip. I don't know how many members of the family have come this time. I think it's a slightly more business-like occasion.
Right.
But it's definitely the case that for him, this is a fulfilment. It's, you know, it's a bit like stepping onto the scene or the set of Downton Abbey and being the star of the show.
No, very much so. Have you got any advice, you know, having been at the banquet, having seen him close at hand, any advice for Keir Starmer on how to handle him tomorrow to get the best possible deal for the UK?
I'm afraid, and I know that this is going to be difficult for any politician, you've just got to accept that you are not the star, you are a bit part player, you are the supporting actor, and you've just got to suck it up. And to be fair to Keir Starmer, last time when he was in the White House with Donald Trump, when he issued the invitation to the banquet, he did it by presenting this card in this very choreographed way. But the whole point is, if Donald Trump is around, then he is the guy with main character action. And you have got to accept that. Now, it may be undignified for any country to accept that, but I'm sure that Keir Starmer will be thinking, jobs, jobs, jobs.
Yeah.
Not just my job, but the jobs that this deal might bring.
No, exactly. They have to think that. Before you go, you were in the Tory party for a long, long time. You know, frontline politics, all of that. We've seen a hemorrhaging of Tories going to reform. What do you make of that? I mean, do you think, because a lot of, I mean, even people who have defected have said this is the end of the Tory party. Do you think that is a possibility?
I don't think so. People have written about the death of the Tory party all my life. And in the past, when William Hague was leader, folk will remember that, the Tory party was 40 points behind. So the Conservative Party has bounced back, but nothing is determined or preordained or set in politics. I'm a big fan of Kemi Badenoch. I think that she has the guts and the determination to see this through. But there's no denying it's a difficult time for everyone in politics. And Nigel Farage has an ability to cut through in a way that few other people do in contemporary politics. So, it's important that Keir Starmer in his case and Kemi Badenoch in hers, communicate to people how they will bring change with the degree of authority that people are looking out for.
Fascinating times we live in.
Lorraine,
yes?
It's been a pleasure
Thank you.
to be on the show.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
a huge fan.
Oh.
I'm not as big a fan as my mum. My mum, Christine, will be watching at home as she does every morning.
Seriously?
Whenever I'm at home in Aberdeen, we always watch.
Oh.
9 o'clock. It's a date with me and my mum.
you.
So, Lorraine, can I just say, absolute pleasure.
Oh,
huge fan.
thank you. Thank you. We'll come back soon. And Christine, I hope you're enjoying the show. Hello in Aberdeen. Hi, Christine. Well, that's a wrap for this video. We hope you enjoyed it. We have all the best moments from the show right here on the channel. And if you like this video, then we think you'll love this one. See you next time.